How long have you been a detective for?
Coming up to 11 years.
11 years. Is that what you wanted to do since you were a child?
Yeah. You know, when you were at school, at primary school, for instance, so back then, we had a record of achievement book. So you drew pictures of what you want to be when you're older. My name is Nisha. When I get older, I want to be a police officer. And I drew what I thought, I'm not the most artistic of people.
When you started indulging in sort of alcohol, when was the first time you took that first glossy? Tell me about that.
The first time I had a drink, not even on my 18th birthday party, I was drinking. People were drinking it on my behalf. If I was to have one drink right now, one drink is too little and one drink is too much. I'm always going to want more. It's not going to hit me where I need it to hit me. And if I'm going to have more, then it's game over for me. I'm just probably going to end up on the floor.
All right, so you know it's another episode with Hype Talks with Hazzy, and today's guest is a very different, very experienced. I don't even want to give too much introduction right now. We're with Nisha, Cockney detective.
Indeed.
And somebody who's gone through the whole alcohol addiction now, overcame it. And obviously you've had sort of conversations as well, and you're helping other people. And you're also a detective, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
So I'm going to let you do the introduction yourself. So tell me, who are you and what do you do?
So you have actually done it really, really well. I can't fault you on that. So my name is Nisha. I am the Punjabi Cockney female detective.
Oh, wow.
I am also a recovering alcoholic.
Okay.
I've been sober for 8 years nearly, but that comes with over a decade of battling alcohol addiction. So
let's start off with you. Before all the tattoos, before the hair, let's start off with you young. Where did you grow up?
Born and bred East London, Newham, if you're aware of Newham.
Yeah, you knew him, yeah.
So I was born there, lived in Stratford for a little bit before moving to Redbridge.
Okay.
So like Goodmayes, Ilford, that kind of area.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was a pretty normal existence for a Punjabi girl, quite strict. Can't do this, can't do that. No boys, no makeup, no skirts.
Were your parents born back home?
They were born back home. Dad came here when he was about 3, so he's bred here. But Mum came here when she was about 16 to get married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she had me quite early.
Okay.
And I'm the oldest of 4.
Okay.
So pretty standard living, I suppose, as a Punjabi girl.
As a Punjabi girl. So now, growing up in a sort of Punjabi environment, a Punjabi household, like you said, alcohol, was that a big thing in your family? Did a lot of people used to drink or not really?
To be fair, my dad's not actually a big drinker. Alcohol, I was exposed to it when it came to weddings and parties and stuff like that. So extended family, big drinkers. Mum's family, massive drinkers. But with my dad, he's not the kind of person who would come home every night and have a drink. Or I wouldn't see him do it anyway. So where alcohol came into my life, I don't know, because I wasn't really exposed to it on a personal level, like from my immediate household.
I think I did say this. I think people whose parents drink a lot, they tend to not drink, because I've got friends. And people whose parents are like, just whatever, they don't drink too much. They want to do it like even more. They want to see how it is. And it's always about like the forbidden fruit. You want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, obviously before you get into alcohol, did you have a lot of friends? Were you the popular kid, or how was it?
No, not at all. I was timid, really timid at school. Not much confidence, just, quite an academic, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. So I did well at school, throughout high school, college. I went to uni. That didn't quite work out, but we'll move to that at some later stage. But just getting shit done. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Just getting stuff done, as is expected of you growing up. So
you were the obedient child?
I was obedient.
Really?
I was really obedient.
So opposite of me, basically.
Mum, listen to me. I was obedient.
Really?
Yeah.
Fully obedient?
Yeah.
Growing up, you said you're the oldest of 4.
Yeah.
So what's it like? So there's you, and then you got brothers, sisters?
So it's me, a brother who's about a year and a bit younger, and then another brother who's a year and a bit younger than him.
Wow.
And then my younger sister.
Wow.
So we're all in our kind of 30s at the moment. I'm hitting 40 next year, so I'm 39 and my sister is 32, everything else in between.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everybody's quite close.
fairly quite close-knit in age. However, I felt like I had a lot of pressure to be the one who doesn't mess shit up.
That's like me, I'm the oldest too.
Your fuck-ups are the example of what not to do.
Yeah.
Innit?
Yeah.
Like, don't be like her. Don't
Yeah.
be like him.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a lot of pressure to carry. It really is.
And I don't know if you can relate to this, but I feel like with me, when my siblings do anything, it's always my fault.
Yeah. Of course it is.
It's my
They
fault.
drop a glass, it's your fault.
But they got inspired by me. But the thing is, my argument always is anything bad that happens,
Yeah.
it's my fault. Because they learned from me. But then it's like the good things, who did they learn that from? It's always just like, being the oldest child, I feel like it has its pros and it's also got its cons as well. Because like me, I've got a younger brother and a younger sister.
Yeah.
And the truth is, anything I do, anything my brother does, anything my sister does, I could not even be in the country. I will get blamed. I know that for sure.
Really?
Because at the end of the day, they learn from you. I think it's a thing in our Punjabi community where the oldest child always gets the most. The expectations.
Yes. Buzzword there. Expectations are so high with being the oldest in this community that we grow up in.
Getting into what you do right now, you're a detective. How long have you been a detective for?
Coming up to 11 years.
11 years. Is that what you wanted to do since you were a child?
Yeah.
You've always wanted to do that? Talk to me about this.
So, you know, when you were at school, at primary school, for instance, so back then, we had a record of achievement book. So you drew pictures of what you want to be when you're older.
Okay.
So I came across this a few years ago. I found my old books in my parents' house. And on there it said, my name is Nisha. When I get older, I want to be a police officer. And I drew what I thought, I'm not the most artistic of people. So I drew a stick figure of what I thought a police officer would look like. And what that made me realise is from a young age, I was manifesting that. Not knowing what manifestation meant as I got older, but I was portraying that and I was sending that out to the universe. I always wanted to do it. And I did apply a few times, got knocked back because the assessments, I didn't quite make it. But I think there's always a reason in your knockbacks. And for me, that was, I didn't have enough life experience back then. If I had got into the force when I applied, I would have been in there and gone out. I don't think I could have done it. And I was a late joiner. I joined at age 28.
Is that late?
Some people join at 18, but...
Really?
Yeah, so for me personally, that was quite a late transition into knowing what you want to do with your life.
So you joined the force at 28?
Yeah.
So now let's talk about prior to 28.
Mm-hmm.
When you started indulging in sort of alcohol, started getting involved, when was the first time you took that first glossy? Tell me about that.
I never did underage drinking.
Okay.
So the first time I had a drink, not even on my 18th birthday party, I was drinking. People were drinking on my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
I would say when I went to university, when I started, so age 18, 19.
Where did you go?
University, I went to Westminster.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the first 2 years, I lived at home. I was commuting because it's not really that far. Commuting in my first 2 years, to and from home, it wasn't too bad because, I'd gained friends there, but I wasn't really going out. I wasn't going to student unions or anything like that. I was doing what I needed to do, go for a meal or something with the girls and then just come back home. And then after a lot of rebellion and lots of arguments at home, I really wanted to move out in my final year. So I just said to my parents, I'm doing it no matter what.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you drinking at this time?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a big move. It was a bold move. And it took me months of persuasion, arguments, to not speaking, to filling out the halls of residence kind of application forms, to getting the student loan approved, because you need more money if you're going to move out. And then I just packed up my stuff and I was like, right, I'm gone.
Brown girl moving out of you for uni, yeah?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people now, even a lot of parents, I think the same way I kind of understand and acknowledge where a woman needs her independence and her freedom, I think a lot of parents, especially within the society and the day we live in, and also I would say accountability of independence, certain things happen, I feel like, when you live out by yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like those certain things can either make you or break you. So you moved out,
Yeah.
So now talk to me.
Moved out, ended up in Victoria Street. There was a halls of residence there. I can't even remember what it's called. And instantly I'm hit with this freedom.
Wow.
This freedom that I don't know what to do with it. I don't have to call my mum to tell her where I am, who I'm with, what time I'm getting back, if I'm getting back.
Wow.
And when you've got none of that and you're suddenly hit with it, you don't know what to do with it. I certainly didn't know what to do with it. I just said yes, yes, yes to everything because it was such a new world for me. Boys and drinking and dressing up, going out, that student
Lifestyle.
culture, it hit me for 6. And throughout that whole final year, that is all I did.
What was it that made you just rebel?
It was finding freedom, that independence to make a decision without having to justify it. So if I wanted to wear a skirt, I knew I could being at uni and my mum wouldn't say anything, my dad wouldn't say anything. So it is literally, for me anyway, in my opinion, it's that freedom of what hits you. You don't have to justify any of your actions to anyone, especially if you live out.
So you think it wasn't even the fact that you wanted to wear it, it was just the fact that you just wanted to rebel?
No, it's because I could, yeah.
Yeah.
That is it. So it's because I could and no one would say anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Walking out the door like that because I knew my dad wouldn't stop me.
So you were drinking at this point?
Yeah, I started drinking.
And you said you were drinking, like, taking the piss a bit quite often?
Yeah, going out, drinking at the halls of residence with fellow students, going out, you know, I started going out with someone when I was at uni and he was also a drinker and it kind of just spiraled very, very quickly. Wow. It became so, at first, you know what it was? Needing a drink to fit in, you know, to give you that confidence to be like, all right, I can hold a conversation with you. I was very awkward, very timid. So I thought I needed alcohol to liven me up. But then I got a bit too live and ended up in addiction.
So as soon as you dropped out of uni, you say, what happened then? Where did you go? What did you do?
I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because I didn't complete what I came here to complete, which was my education. So going home for months, I was just lying to my parents, to my grandparents when they'd ask me like, did I certificate in earlier? I could tell. It's like, oh yeah. It's in the post.
Really?
Or there's a delay until obviously months went by and I couldn't hide that shit anymore. And I had to be honest saying I didn't do it. I didn't complete it.
Well, and how did that go?
It was one massive disappointment.
What happened?
Just like lots of shouting, lots of particular words of choice coming at me, and rightfully so, because I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
I think that's what kept me grounded at uni as well, because I was doing what I needed to do, but what you come there to do, you have to do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can get so sort of sucked into the uni lifestyle that you forget what you're actually there for, and it's for your degree, innit?
Yeah.
So after you have all of this shouting, you've not completed the degree, did you get a job?
Not straight away.
So
I like dibbed and dabbed out of retail work.
Wow.
Up London or locally to where I was. It was a lot of retail work and I knew it wasn't something I wanted to do long term.
Were you drinking at this time?
Yeah.
Continuously just?
Yeah.
So
I was drinking.
When did it become from a drink to a couple of drinks to, okay, a bottle? I want to know this gradual process.
I think when drinking turns from socially drinking to a lot more often, it's because you're trying to mask some kind of trauma. You're trying to numb how you're feeling. And I was trying to numb how I was feeling. I felt like I was a disappointment. I felt like I was on my own a lot of the time and I didn't have anything going for me. So it turned from 18 to I'd say about 24, it was a gradual decline in terms of my mental health, my physical health, and the amount of alcohol that I drank. So instead of, when I was at my worst, normal people would wake up and they'd have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. I'd have gin and tonic to get me through the day.
Wait, so when you're saying you'd have gin and tonic in the morning, so let's just say you've woken up Brush your teeth, whatever. Breakfast,
No.
gin and tonic.
Yeah.
No breakfast.
No.
Gin and tonic.
This was every day. Every single day, I needed that in the morning or whenever I'd woke up to get me through.
What were you numbing?
I think I was just numbing life. All the stuff growing up, and there is a reason. A childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a childhood trauma.
Yeah.
So that's so you think that was one of the reasons why you needed it to numb you?
Yeah.
And was there ever like a part of low self-esteem contributing to this?
Absolutely. All the time, low self-esteem, like insecurities, whether I'm good enough for anyone, whether I'm a good daughter, a good sister, or anything like that. Self-esteem played a huge part in how I felt, to the point where, Hazzy, I drank so much that my hair fell out.
What?
My hair fell out. I've got long hair now.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
My hair fell out till about here
What? Because of drinking?
because of drinking.
What? So you're telling me that drinking so much can cause hair loss?
It can cause hair loss. It can cause anything because you're not getting nutrients in your body
Oh my God.
to enable you to function properly. My hair fell out. And I used to go out in a hat because I was so embarrassed to have like hair that was hair. And that's how bad it was.
When you said you started drinking
Yeah.
every day, were you still living with your family at this point?
Yeah.
So
I was living at home whilst I was doing all this.
you were living at home?
Yeah.
And your parents knew?
My parents knew.
And what did they say?
Sometimes I think ignorance is bliss
Uh-huh.
when it comes to South Asian culture. If you
Yeah.
don't acknowledge something, it's like out of sight, out of mind. And they knew I drank. My dad would be sometimes the one who would get the alcohol for me at night when I would lose my shit because I was just itching for a drink. He didn't have no choice but to go and get me so that I can just shut the fuck up.
That probably made you feel bare shit, innit?
Yeah, of course it did. Like, looking back on it now, how embarrassing is that? Getting your dad to go to the off licence to get his daughter shut up. It's not nice. It's not nice for anyone, but it's really not nice.
When you obviously tell your dad to get you shut up and your dad's giving it to you, what was the look in his eyes? Do you remember? Was it just anger? Was it disappointment?
It was just a very blank stare.
Like, "Ki kariye na main te?"
Yeah, like, just blank, very blank. Almost like, he knew he didn't want to give it to me, but he knew that if he didn't, then I'd probably just end up smashing shit.
When you said you were drinking, obviously you had certain childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Did you also ever get bullied at school?
No, not that I can remember anyway. I never got bullied and I never bullied anybody. I was always quite studious.
But this low self-esteem, I'm sure there's certain childhood traumas that you've had and certain
Yeah.
incidents, of course. But regardless of just that, did you, from a young age, always have a low self-esteem? Did you always not feel good enough?
Yeah, always. Always. It's almost like we can talk about anything, can't we?
Yeah.
Right. When a girl hits puberty,
Yeah.
it's very frowned upon, I feel like, in the Punjabi community.
Okay, explain.
Now, I remember when I used to be quite a sporty girl at school, at primary school. I was like goal shooter in netball team, really, really, just out there. And then what comes with growing up is adolescence. And for girls, that is having a period. But what is a natural occurrence for later on in life to have children becomes so frowned upon by your own community, by your family. And I remember it was my grandmother, when I first hit puberty, it was like, you become, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not accessible, but more susceptible. Because now you can get pregnant. So if you go into the wrong sangat and start doing bits, because now you can get pregnant. That's what it is.
Now there's evidence of things coming out.
Yeah.
And then shame to the family.
Yes. Shame to the family. And that is what I feel like puberty becomes in other cultures, in other South Asian cultures, it's celebrated. Like I had a lot of Sri Lankan female friends at uni, and when they hit puberty, their family threw them like a massive old party because our
Really?
girl has become a woman. But then I feel like in the Punjabi community, sometimes it's the complete opposite. Like, you're more susceptible to boys now. Your hormones are changing. Your thoughts are different. That kind of thing.
Wow. So when you were going through all of this as a young girl, would you say of course you love your family, but would you say in a way you kind of felt suffocated?
Yeah. I felt very suffocated. Not being able to do what I want when I want. Every kind of single decision that I wanted to make for my life, I couldn't. I couldn't cut my hair if I wanted to. Even like shaving your legs, because doing PE at school and wearing bloody shorts, your legs are going to be on display. And I was so embarrassed by having my hair on my legs that I couldn't even have the guts to tell my mum and my grandma that I'm going to shave my legs.
And did you shave your legs?
Yeah, I did.
And what did they have a reaction?
They didn't find out until about a few weeks later when I was wearing a salwar and my bonja came up. And then my grandma just saw like my leg with no hair on it. And then she lifted it up and she goes, "What is this?" And then I just remember just feeling so embarrassed, but again, suffocated for not even being awarded or allowed to like shave my legs if I wanted to.
Was your grandma quite strict?
Yeah. Like, she was the matriarch of the family, so she was quite strict in the way we were all brought up. And
She lived with you lot?
Yeah, she did, yeah.
And your granddad?
Yeah, he did as well. And sadly, they're no longer with us, but we grew up with him.
So when you were drinking, was she alive?
Mm-hmm.
So she was alive when you were drinking?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so how was her reaction to all of this?
She, not great. She blamed the company I kept. Whether that was friends, whether that was going to uni or going out with work a lot at the time. And she really didn't know what to do. Because again, my granddad wasn't a drinker. My dad's not really a drinker. So why is the potti a drinker?
Do you think friends do contribute to your lifestyle, would you say?
Yeah, they do. They can either contribute really positively or lead you down a path which is absolutely negative. And what I've learned is that when you do anything good for yourself, so when I chose the path of sobriety, the people who I thought were my friends slowly started to disappear.
Wow.
Because they knew and wanted a version of me, which was, oh yeah, Nisha's drunk, she's got a pint in her hand and a cigarette in the other, that version. They didn't want a quietened version of me, a sane version of me. So they started to slowly disappear.
So these friends that you had, were they the type of people when you were drinking? Well, then did they never say to you, "Oh, stop now, stop"? Never said that to you?
Never. In
Really?
fact, sometimes, a lot of the times, not only were they drinking, but we'd egg each other on to do it. So like a row of shots, down it,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. We'd always egg each other on. So no one ever once out of my friend circle at the time said to me, "Nish, you're drinking a bit too much.
Never?
Maybe you should pipe down." Never.
Really? Never? Mm-mm. That's mad. And so when you said that these friends started slowly fading away,
Yeah.
how did you realise that this is starting to happen? What happened?
They'd stopped contacting me, or if I was out, they'd want me to drink. Oh, bila kuch nahi hunda.
Were they upbringing Punjabis? too?
Yeah, a mixture of them were. They
Wow.
were, yeah. I mean, this is just friends, but I'm talking about family members as well, extended family members.
Really?
Yeah, who didn't quite understand what it means to be on this path of sobriety. Being at a wedding where I've blatantly said to you, I am not drinking, but then a male cousin of mine still goes to the bar, gets me a double vodka lemonade and a tequila shot, puts it in front of me and says, "Bila kuch nahi hunda. Your mum's over there, nahi dekhdi." And I had to move seats. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
And this is when you're on the path of sobriety.
Yeah,
So,
path one.
wow.
Yeah.
So now all of these things that you're saying to me, that you were sober and you wanted to be sober.
Yeah.
But before, when you weren't sober, when you were drinking, a lot of people I think are going to be watching this and thinking, how hard can it be? It's just alcohol. And I think I asked you this as well. I said, like, for example, this is water. Don't drink. Can you explain when that Nisha compared to that now Nisha? I'm sure you have like an outlook of looking back. Explain the mindset of an alcohol addict. How does it work?
You're constantly thinking about your next drink. All the time. That is what is on your mind all the time. So there's different types of people who are addicts. There's functioning addicts. And part of my addiction journey, I was a functioning addict where I'd be all right at work throughout the whole day, like in policing. And then when I knew I'd have rest days, I'd get on it. I'd absolutely get on it. And all throughout the day, I wouldn't be drinking. But as soon as I got home, I knew I could kick my shoes back, put my feet up and have a bottle of gin to myself.
Whilst you were working for the police?
Yeah. But like when work had ended, so when my shift had ended. It was getting out of control.
Just so for the people that don't know, what is a functioning addict?
A functioning addict is someone who can still go about their business, whether that's working, whilst having drink in their system or not having drink in their system, but is able to go about their business. So you're functioning as whatever you do for work, but you're still itching for a drink and you still need a drink. So when work ends, you will have a drink.
So what about all those viewers watching right now? They might say, all right, Nisha, I have a long day at work. I need a glass of wine or two every day. Is that a functioning addict?
I would say so. Why do we associate stress relief or celebration or anything like that with, I've had a really shit day at work, I need a glass of wine? Why? Why can't you have a smoothie? Why can't you do anything else to relieve your stress and wind down, but have a glass of wine?
I think it's because as human beings, we want to be detached away from reality.
I totally get that. But there's a very fine line between having, I really need a glass of wine today, to then it becoming habitual, to then it becoming an addiction. Some people don't even know they're addicted because the first step to any kind of recovery or sobriety is accepting that you have got a problem. I'm not going to get sober because Hazzy told me, like, don't drink anymore. I'm not going to get sober because my mum wants me to get sober. I can try and fail, but unless I'm ready, it ain't going to mean shit. You have to actually accept that you've got a problem. You have to see your shit as a problem, otherwise you're never going to be able to stop.
And when did you realise that you had a problem?
In 2017, the 17th of September 2017 was the last time I had a drink.
17th of September 2017.
Yeah.
That's a mad date. Why? How? Tell me, what happened?
I was just feeling really shitty. Like my head was heavy, my heart was heavy for reasons unknown. And I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, why am I feeling like this? I'm going to work. I'm not even happy being at work. A job that I work so hard for and I'm so passionate about. I don't even want to be here. Why am I feeling like this? Every day it would get worse and every night I would drink more and more until my husband now, who was my boyfriend at the time, said to me, we need to get you an emergency appointment with the doctor because the way you're feeling is not right.
And were you living with him at this time?
No, I was still at my parents'. And he was round. I was living at my parents'. He was around my parents' house, saw the state I was in and how I was feeling, crying down the phone to him every night, saying, I can't do this. And he was the one who prompted me to get an emergency appointment with the doctor.
When you said you can't do this, what could you not do? Just drinking or just the whole thing? Just life in general?
Life in general, I couldn't do. I didn't think I wanted to be here or I deserved to be here because the way I was feeling was just so shitty that even when I was drinking, it wasn't even doing what it should have done.
Does it get to a point like that ever?
I think so.
Do you think your tolerance builds up?
Yeah, tolerance definitely builds up. You need more to reach a certain level of buzz. So when they say things like, you're a lightweight, probably because, I don't know, maybe you're not a constant drinker or whatever. But when you drink so much, your first drink is always going to be oh my God.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like that. It will make your head go.
Yeah.
But then if you then decide to have a drink the next day or the following day, it's going to take a little bit more to get to that level.
And it also starts taste. It's gonna sound mad, yeah, but I feel like once you start getting used to the taste of alcohol, it starts becoming easily to just. Because I remember the first time I ever consumed Jameson.
Yeah.
Oh, couldn't handle. I was like, I don't know how people drink this drink.
Really?
I was like, ugh. Now, give me Jamie with water. It's a drink.
But don't you find your taste buds also change as you get older?
I don't know. I feel like, because I only drink whiskey. I don't drink
Okay.
anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like I can drink any whiskey in the world now.
Oh, really?
I don't drink vodka at all. I haven't touched vodka since 2020. And that was like the last time. I think it was on the 27th of September 2020.
Yeah.
And that's because I realised that certain types of alcohol make you feel differently and make you behave in a different... Like, for example, vodka makes me really, like... Whereas whiskey just calms me down. And I think I prefer it in that way.
Yeah. No, I get that. I totally get that. My brother's the same. Like, he won't drink anything but Jameson.
Yeah.
But when he drank JD, that was a completely different ballgame. It would make him so, like, thinking he was 10 men. Like, really, really angry.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe.
I think brown boys in general, though, I feel like when we get alcohol in our system,
Yeah.
I feel like we all start thinking we're like Spider-Man. And
Just Gallagher.
yeah, I feel like something just enters the body.
Really?
It's like this Wolverine just comes out. We just start thinking we can trust me.
I don't know.
Because I feel like that's a thing. Especially, I can't talk about all brown community.
Yeah.
I think Punjabi people that do drink, like Punjabi bande that drink, like when you're around like even concerts and stuff,
Yeah.
either Punjabis like make it lit, or otherwise it'll be like it's a hit and miss because we're very extreme.
Yeah.
Either one or all. We're not.
There's kind of no middle ground, is there? It's like the Golden Ojala concert.
Yeah.
There was fights.
Yeah.
Left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
And right next to a crowd who were really enjoying
That's what I'm
his
saying.
concert. So.
I think alcohol. I think that's one thing. And it's weird, but I also feel like it sounds really mad to say this, but I think alcohol connects the Punjabi community in some sort of way. I feel like people just connect. Like you might not like somebody, but it's one of them ones that beg lal in there. Let's have a drink, and all of a sudden it's a toxic thing.
Yeah.
And also I think it's the fact that in our community in general, Punjabi community, alcohol's not stigmatized. It's kind of
Glorified.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is
and I've got a problem with that.
You got a problem with that? Why do you have a problem with that?
It's so glorified for things you've explained as well. Like, so you might not really connect with someone, but when you say Jalad, I'll beg lal in there, it automatically connects you.
Yeah.
So the connector is the alcohol. Why? Why should that be the connector?
You know what,
have a conversation.
I'm a party in this as well that blames. I was walking one time and I saw a group of Punjabis and they're looking at me, I'm looking at them. All of a sudden I had a Jameson, they had a Jameson. We're like, cha-ching.
Yeah.
Okay, down the road, like we just started connect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's this home-like feeling for everybody. Weddings.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Weddings, when you go to a Punjabi wedding, you're going to get fed and your thirst is going to be quenched because there's 9 times out of 10 there's going to be a free bar. Free bar for the wedding guests, right?
Yeah. Punjabi weddings free bar, yeah.
And people will put thousands behind the bar so that their guests can have a good time drinking. Why do we associate celebration? And that's just not being Punjabi, but being British-born Punjabi as well, because Brit culture is very much like that.
Yeah, they love alcohol as well.
They love alcohol as well. Why? Why do we have to associate being being happy or sad or glorifying that alcohol is the only way to do that? Especially, and the reason I have a problem with it, Hazzy, is because for a lot of men, glorifying that culture is addiction masked.
Yeah.
Your dad comes home from work or your uncle comes home from work, the bottle's on the table with the butter chicken next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah? He had a hard day at work.
Yeah.
And before you know it, the whole bottle's gone. If that's not addiction, what the fuck is it?
But then do you have a problem with, let's just say, a bunda that comes from work and has butter chicken, dal makhani, whatever, but has a beg every day, just a beg?
It's a sticky one. It really is a sticky one. Like, I know I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I used to, need something to just stress relieve at the end of the day after a shit day or a good day at work. My problem is with the glorification of the South Asian community when it comes to alcohol.
I think it's Punjabis mostly anyway.
Punjabis, I think a lot of people do it behind closed doors.
But we glorify it openly.
We glorify
We're like
it.
ambassadors.
Yes. The poster boys, the poster girls of Jameson, of whatever it is.
We should have like a share in Jameson. It's not even Irish whiskey no more. But
Someone said that to me actually. Like I've got an Irish, I had an Irish manager. He's married to an Indian, and he said to me, he goes, Irish and Punjabi are the same people.
yeah.
We're very family, we're very generous, but we love a drink.
Yeah. I think I would completely agree with that. Punjabis and Irish people, especially Jameson's connected a lot of people. Jameson needs to sponsor him. Obviously, we're here with someone who doesn't like alcohol. So, because you don't like drinking at all no more, when you say, I think I've heard you say, I can't do that no more.
Yeah.
What is it? Why can't you just have a drink?
I know if I was to have one drink right now, one drink is too little and one drink is too much. One drink won't cut it for me. I'm always going to want more. It's not going to hit me where I need it to hit me. And if I'm going to have more, then it's game over for me. I'm just probably going to end up on the floor.
When you can a human being not tell himself that no is no more? Do you think that's something like a habit, like a trait, would you say? Or do you think that's just an addictive personality?
What is the fact that when someone can't say no?
Yeah, like for example, if I give you one drink right now,
Yeah.
what's stopping you from saying, no, I don't want any more after that?
Because I do have an addictive personality, even till this day, about other things. If I have, I was addicted, I say addicted, for 2 weeks straight, I ate asparagus as a side for my dinner. Because I was really craving it and I was like...
Asparagus?
I just need it.
Asparagus?
Yeah, that green stuff. The one that looks like lumpy broccoli.
You were addicted to that?
I just wanted it. I was craving it so much that I had it every day for 2 weeks. I'm like, minuche there. And then after that, I got so bored, I can't even walk past it in Tesco's. But what I'm saying is, traits like that, addictive traits, will always be there. So that is what makes it hard sometimes to be able to say no.
You don't even want to take the risk.
I can't risk it. This time round, I've got too much to lose. I wouldn't even do it.
And you said you were obviously working in the police during this time of addiction. So you've been in the police for 11 years.
Yeah.
So when you started in the police, you were drinking at this point?
No.
You weren't drinking at this point?
No, because just before I joined, so when I filled out the application, it takes about a year and a bit to get the whole process sorted.
Yes, just for people that don't know, how do you actually get into the police?
Back then I had to fill out a paper application form.
Okay.
With all my details, why I want to do it, answer a few questions. If they like it, you go through the paper sift and they'd invite you for a day one assessment centre, which is a maths test back then, an English test, report writing, problem solving. So you'd go into rooms where there's an actor there, and for 5 minutes they'd act about, someone put a trolley in front of my car, you're the security guard, what are you going to do about it? So the assessors assess you on how you problem solve.
Like role play cases?
Role play, basically.
Okay.
But it seemed like a bit like speed dating. And then you have your interview, which is, so name a situation where you've worked really well as a team. You kind of standard questions, and you've got 5 minutes to talk about that. If you go through that and you pass, then you've got to do a medical test and a fitness test. A medical test is your whole medical history. And a fitness test is running from point A to point B, which is 15 metres. Bleep test, do you remember doing that at school?
Yeah.
That.
Oh.
Yeah, to, what's the level, 5.2.
Oh.
And then vetting. And vetting is the bit that kind of takes the longest.
So when you joined the police force, you weren't drinking?
No, because I knew that in order for me to be a decent officer at that time, I thought I had to be sober. So I did get sober for a year.
Oh, wow.
But very quickly into joining the police service, again, it transported me back to what I was like when I was 18. I was 28. it took me back to 10 years when I was feeling timid, didn't feel like I fit in. I felt different. So when they'd go out for a drink after a late shift or a night shift, I relapsed. I ended up relapsing.
You ended up coming back to
the alcohol. And then it was just downhill from there.
So do you remember the first day you relapsed?
Yeah.
Explain it.
It was at a Weatherspoons in Canary Wharf. I was with my fellow student officers and we were celebrating the end of training. And I thought, right, fuck it, let's just do it.
Fuck.
And I did it.
And then?
And I kept on doing it.
You didn't stop?
And then I didn't stop. I don't even know how I got home that night. From Canary Wharf to Ilford.
You don't know how you got home then?
No.
So prior to that 1 year, you didn't touch no alcohol. And now you've done it. But then, well, what? The next day, could you not say to yourself, no, but it's harder than you think, right? And then what? You're back on it again?
Mm-hmm. So probably not like straight away. But if I was going out that week with my friends, then I'd be sure that I'd have a drink. On my 30th, I had a party, like with family and stuff. I was drinking and in front of my parents. And there was this underlying disappointment that they felt towards me because I went back on it again.
Did you feel rubbish?
Yeah, I did. I felt so shit because I did so well by being like a year sober for something. But looking back on it now, I probably did it for the wrong reasons. I didn't do it for me. I did it because I felt like I had to in order to join this job. And I quickly ended up relapsing, so that was that.
And then since that relapse happened, you kept drinking. Mm. How did it progress? So how would your day look like when it became a really big problem?
When I was a police constable in uniform, it was all kind of early lates and nights. After the second night, when there was like a big changeover going into the first night shift, we'd go out, or I'd come home and I'll just get on it until early hours of the morning, and then sleep, sober up, go to work.
And then do the same thing again?
Yeah, and then when my kind of working week ended and we had 4 rest days, that's when I would proper just drink to my heart's content.
What were you drinking, gin and tonic?
Gin, vodka, cider. I'm not talking Copperberg cider. I'm talking White Ace, if that still exists. K cider, one with like the 7.5% alcohol, not the 4 point something.
How did your body feel at this time?
Like it had done 10 rounds with Tyson. Like I was aching, absolutely aching, but mentally more so than physically. Because your physical you'll sober up and you'll be okay, right? Eventually when your hangover wears off, but this is always going to be there. And then it's multiplied even more when you're feeling so shit and hungover.
When you were hanging, were your hangovers dirty? Were they nasty?
Yeah, they weren't like I was when I was 18, where you can quickly get over it and that's it, job done and get back on it. These took days sometimes. Like, it was awful. Like, as you get older, I feel like your hangovers are even more longer.
Do you think the older you get, you think the body naturally just starts to change? Of course it does change, but I mean, the way you can consume alcohol and the way you can take it out of your system, you think that changes?
Yeah, it definitely does. Your body slows down the absorption of alcohol as you get older. So not only does it take you longer to recover, but yeah, it's not nice.
Taking it to your personal life.
Yeah.
You're married.
Yeah.
You got a boy.
Yeah.
And you're married to somebody who's also part of what you do, the police force, right? Mm-hmm. When you had your own wedding, was it alcohol?
Yes, there was.
There was alcohol?
Yeah.
Wow.
I spoke about this the other day and I was like, if I could go back to 4 years ago when we did tie the knot, the fuck would I have alcohol there?
You wouldn't?
No. If people wanted to drink, they could, but I would let them buy their own.
Oh, no open. But so you had an open bar.
I had an open
How,
bar.
how much did you spend? How much? Tell me. I want to know this.
Well, we had a smallish wedding,
Okay,
so
yeah.
it wasn't like my big fat Indian wedding.
Yeah.
We had about 120 people.
Yeah.
So we put $3,000 behind the bar.
Yeah. And people were just robbing it off in that.
People were drinking loads, but the good thing was we still managed to retrieve some money back
Oh wow.
from it. So I was like, right, okay, maybe I was over ambitious of putting 3 behind the bar, but I know that's probably the bare minimum for what people put behind the bar these days.
Especially Punjabi weddings. as well.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a big, massive Punjabi wedding.
No.
Was there a reason that you didn't have that?
COVID. We had to postpone it like 5 times.
Wow.
So when we finally ended up getting married, I just thought, you know what, just do it, however it is.
Did you feel like, oh, I wanna have a big piss up party now?
No, because if I was drinking, then yeah, I'd want to go, you know what, bring it, Janema Jiluki and fucking drink. But because I wasn't drinking, I didn't really want that. I didn't.
And does your husband drink?
He's not a big drinker. Like, he can go weeks without drinking, and there's alcohol at home.
There is alcohol at home. So there's alcohol at home,
Yeah,
and that never tempts you?
never.
How do you deal with that temptation if you do ever get it? Or how would you, like, sort of staying sober? How did you do it? Because it's not easy, man.
It's not easy. It's the hardest thing ever. People will clap you when you get sober. If you were to say to me right now, or say to your parents, you know what, I'm not drinking, that's it, I'm done. They'll be like, Changa munda mera sharab nahi pini, or whatever. But what people won't realise is that the fucking shit that comes with it after.
Like what?
Like, you want to pull your hair out. You're angry, you're sad, you're upset, you're raging because you know, yesterday, for instance, you know, however long you've been sober for, say it's only been 24 hours, but you knew yesterday you could easily reach for a bottle if you were feeling like that. But you know today you can't. So you have to face your reality. And that hurts because all these voices that used to whisper in your head to tell you, oh, go and drink, you'll be all right. They don't exist anymore. You have to face whatever shit you're trying to face head on. And that is the hardest part, is staying on the path.
Have you ever felt like deviating from the path, ever?
What, like relapsing?
Yeah.
Once.
And what did you do?
I reminded myself that I've come so far, and the reason I was feeling shit, that too shall pass. I was feeling absolutely, it was in such a low place. And I thought, you know what, there's alcohol within reaching distance. If I was to do it, no one would even know.
But you would know.
I would know, and I would kick myself for it if I did.
When you've got alcohol and you're just tempted to sort of stay on the path, right? Mm-hmm. It only takes one time, that one off.
Yeah.
How do you still maintain so much control whilst having like still a tough life? Because personally, I think it takes a lot of self-control. A lot of self-control.
Yeah.
But what about all those people that say, I just don't know how to do it. I just don't know. I get it gets overwhelming. That feeling gets overwhelming. And I just felt like having a drink, short-term solution. Because at the end of the day, all it is there's short-term and long-term. Most people prefer short-term.
Yeah.
You've chosen long-term, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you give?
I would say you have to actually first accept that you've got a problem. Because if you don't accept it, there is no way, no matter how many times you try, you're not going to be able to maintain it.
So tell me without telling me that somebody has an alcohol addiction.
Drinking every day, needing it to function, thinking about it all the time, perhaps even stealing to get money to fund alcohol. They're a different person when they're drinking, and they're a complete different person when they're not. It changes you. It really changes you.
Do you ever have any regrets?
Yeah, I do.
But do you not think that if you hadn't gone through all of that, you wouldn't be the person you are today?
Yeah, that's part of the reason that keeps me going.
Because if you hadn't gone through all of that,
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have understood yourself.
No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. So you know I mentioned that date, the 17th of September, 2017. That was the last time alcohol passed these lips.
Wow.
Never drank since then. And there's a reason for that. Because when I went to the doctor and I started talking to her saying, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling really low, I don't know what it is, she stopped me within 10 seconds. And she said, you've got depression. I'm diagnosing you with depression. And I'd heard about it, but never did I think that it would happen to me. Like, depression, me, why, how? I do the most stressful job in the world. I can't be depressed. How am I going to help people if I'm depressed?
Yeah.
But then she also said to me, she showed me like her both hands. She said, this is a prescription for antidepressants and this is alcohol. You have to make a choice because you can't have both.
You picked?
I picked medication. I picked antidepressants. I chose to live and I chose sobriety.
I think a lot of people don't choose sobriety because they're also scared of this FOMO, this fear of missing out, losing people,
Yeah.
not being cool anymore, not having fun.
Yeah.
What are your answers to all these sort of dilemmas that people have got right now? Because a lot of people watching this will think, I want to stop, but will I still be invited? I want to do stuff, but will I still have confidence? If I don't drink, my overthinking starts happening. The way I am when I'm sober, it's not the way I want to be when I'm around other people.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
I felt like that when I first got sober, the fear of missing out, or will I still get invited to a birthday party or whatever. But when you realise that you can't have alcohol as your crutch to lean on anymore, you really have to dig deep and find what you're made of and your personality. There's so much more to me now, sober, than there was ever as an 18-year-old to a 30-year-old. Therapy helped me, and I will always advocate that. Counselling is amazing. It worked for me. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but it really did work for me. And why do you think looking cool is associated with having a pint or a scotch glass in your hand? Can't you just be cool because you ooze greatness, or you ooze and you've got a great personality and you can hold a conversation? Why do you need to be able to hold a cigarette or hold a glass to make you look cool or feel cool?
So what about that voice that was in your head?
The devil's voice.
You're not worth enough. You're so low self-esteem. You're not good enough.
Yeah.
Do you still have that voice?
Sometimes it tends to creep back in. It does. I'm only human. But a lot of the times it doesn't, because I've had to work on myself a lot in these last 8 years. It's been a rough old 8 years. So not only have I had to tackle sobriety, but tackle the reason why I was drinking, which are all those reasons. And with counselling and with really finding out who I am, those voices can fuck right off.
So now when you have a feeling, I think, like you said, we're all human. We all have our downs. I think any human being that says he's always confident, always happy, you're lying, you're not.
No.
Nobody's. Even me, people think I'm always 24/7 confident.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to feel low.
Yeah.
How I tell myself is I remind myself about all the things I've gone through and I've survived.
Yeah.
What do you do? Is that what you do?
I do a lot of similar things like that. I do remind myself of all the shit I've gone through and I'm still here. And I look at my child and he's a constant reminder for me every single day why I cannot fuck up. Because if I was to relapse, I can pretty much kiss motherhood goodbye. Because I knew one drink won't be enough for me. And I'll just end up going back to the addiction side of it.
How old's your son?
He's going to be 3.
So your son's going to be 3. So now I've got a question.
I know what you're going to ask.
So imagine he's 25.
Yeah.
Are you going to be, because you're no alcohol-free woman.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a problem with your son drinking?
No.
Why?
I can't tell him how to live his life. as much as I would love to, yes, I would love to, I can't tell him that you can't do this, because I came from a land of you can't do this. So look what happened there. When you get told you can't do it,
The more you do it.
the more you do it, the more you want to explore that forbidden fruit, right?
Exactly.
I can't tell him that, because what if he ends up like me? But what I can tell him and what I can show him is that don't abuse alcohol or any substances or anything like that, and use myself as an example of where I was and how much it affected me. So you can go out, you can drink if you want to, just don't do it excessively and don't do it stupidly.
I think a lot of people also think it's too late to change now. What's the point?
It's never too late. It's never too late to change. Why is it too late to change? Change can happen at any point in your life. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or you're fucking 84 with only 1 year to go. You do it. It's hard, but you do it.
Now you're sober. Do you feel like you have more fun being sober than you?
Yeah. So much fun. I don't drink alcohol-free drinks, by the way.
You don't?
No.
Why?
I tried it. I tried like 0% Peroni and the non-gin gin and tonic. But the taste of it is so close to the real thing.
It makes you want it. Wow.
When I had my first non-alcoholic Peroni, it was so chilled and it was exactly the same bottle. It went down my bloody throat and I thought, oh my God, I remember the taste of the actual Peroni. And it was one of my favourite beers. This is so nice. It's so hot outside. This is so cool. And that voice, do you know, that voice starts to creep back in. So I don't touch it, because I can't afford to mess with my recovery or my sobriety. I treat it like my life depends on it, because it does.
I think you've got a lot of resilience, determination.
Thank you.
I think that's a very important thing in this. And I think the way you being sober, I don't think everybody or anybody can do this. I feel like you've got to find your reason. And if you haven't got a reason, then basically you're never going to sort of stop.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got a lot. You've got yourself and then you've also got your child.
Yeah.
And do you feel like your child being born has also helped you sort of cement that belief of why you don't want to ever touch alcohol again?
Yeah. Yeah. Because he demands so much attention, as children do. And I know, and I'm not against people who do drink, but if I was to drink, I said to you, it would turn horrible. That is a fact. But my hangovers would not allow me to care for him. And if I can't care for him, who will? Yeah. All right, my husband will, but it's not fair. And he needs a mother figure. So I can't afford to not be that for him. So it has cemented it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you. Like the shit I talk about is not... It's addiction, yes, but it's kind of more for the brown girl who's going through addiction. Because I felt like when I was going through it, there wasn't anyone I felt really lonely.
Okay, let's talk. Yeah, go on.
So
Go on.
Yeah, so I feel like with brown girls, there's this big silence stigma attached to being the dutiful daughter, the dutiful bohu, and stuff like that. So silence is key. Our community would rather silence us than allow us to deal with shit. And I think that's probably another reason why I did drink as well.
But then let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't oppress anybody, and I get that brown girls have a lot of restrictions.
Yeah.
But then I want to ask you,
Yeah.
do you also feel like doing certain traditional duties as a brown girl is also bad, or no?
No, not at all. Like, okay, let's name a duty, but like a tradition.
Roti and banana.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I still want my brother to do that. That's also fine. You know?
Ah, so you want basically...
Equal playing field. Because I can make roti. I will make roti.
Okay.
But I even taught my husband how to make it, not because so that he can make it for me, but like, say I'm not going to be around forever. How would he look after himself if he didn't know how to make food or iron a shirt, or, to be fair, he does all the ironing, I don't, or just do, normal dutiful things.
And do you think that's why a lot of brown girls nowadays, because like you said, the reason you do this is because when you are seeing it, you don't really see anyone like you representing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it is? A lot of brown girls nowadays do acts of rebellious stuff because they're being told not to do something, and the more you oppress something, the more they want to. Is that what it is?
It could be a part of it. It could be any kind of trauma that one's been through. Like, I've been through something in my childhood that contributed, I believe, towards my drinking. But it can be that rebellious feeling of not being told, of being told you can't do something, and then when you have all this freedom, you're going to do it.
I just feel like, coming from a Punjabi household, especially from within the brown community, I feel like, would you agree that as a brown girl, what do you think is one of the most difficult things to be? Because part of the community silences you a lot.
Yeah.
Completely understand that.
Yeah.
But the message you're putting out towards brown women right now is not the fact that don't be traditional, but also understand that it's all right to voice problems that you have that you think that people are stigmatizing.
Yeah, absolutely. And mental health being one of them. It's a massive elephant in the room when it comes to our community anyway. I think sometimes brown girls are expected to deal with, like you said, a lot more shit, but that doesn't mean that I disagree with the lovely traditions that our culture has to offer.
Yeah, because all my followers know I love me a traditional lady. they know that about me. They know that about me.
But our culture is beautiful, and I love it too much to let it rot away, to let people get sick and die.
I think a lot of people think this as well. I think I completely agree with you. I think a lot of people, when I see them, they'll be like, "What are you from?" I say, "Punjabi." Or the ones that drink a lot.
Yeah.
That's not really a good representation.
It's not.
But now it's all of a sudden glorified. But
yeah,
you man drink like crazy. You man do this. Your girls are always getting drunk. You man are always doing this. You think that needs to stop? Needs to change?
What, the glorification of alcohol? Absolutely, it needs to stop. Why should we only be known for drinking? There's so much beautiful stuff that we are known for.
But I think music helps in that as well, to glorify it.
I'm glad you said it because, it's the actual truth. Diljit, he's amazing. Yes, we all, his songs are great. But why are you getting angry at your girlfriend and sitting at a tekka and having a patiala peg?
But then we talk about Diljit.
Yeah.
We can also go back to Shah Rukh Khan, Dev Das.
Oh, of course we can. He was a proper drunkard in there.
Yeah. I think what it is I think the whole South Asian sort of demographic in general.
Yeah.
I think alcohol's been a way where, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like one hand girl, one hand daru. If the daru leaves, the girl comes. If the girl comes, the daru leaves.
Yeah.
And I think media, what we consume, because we've not sort of seen it in like a negative connotation for men. But for when a woman, like a brown woman, drinks, it's a taboo. It's stigmatized.
Yeah.
And I think, did you ever feel like that? Did you ever feel like...
If we're both sitting here, I'm holding a bottle of Peroni and swigging from it. You're holding a bottle of Peroni and swigging from it. And some aunties and uncles walk in the room. I'm going to be the one that gets the bloody looks for drinking. We're both doing the same thing, but you'll be okay doing it. I won't be. I'll be besharam, disrespectful. Irin beakin karanaya. Inu koi sharam nahi hagi that girl.
Do you know what it is? I'm going to be honest with you,
Yeah.
Because I come from a very sort of household where my mum doesn't drink.
Yeah.
My sister doesn't drink. The women in our family they're not really drinking.
Yeah.
I think when I was 18, going out and seeing, when I would see like Punjabi girls or females or like brown girls drinking,
Yeah.
I was like, raw. It's a bit weird. Like, what are you drinking for? Because I wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
Because in our community, like you said, it's always like, like, she's not probably the right sort of girl and this.
No.
And I think like that's something that I didn't even know that I thought like that, but it was something that was just. Whereas if it's a bunda having a peg,
Yeah. Different story, right?
but then I always think of it like, alcohol has genderless. Alcohol, sharab's not made for one gender.
No, it's not. And neither is addiction. That doesn't discriminate either. So for a lot of people, when, like you said, seeing brown girls drinking was like, whoa, when did that happen? It was abnormal for you. But the thing is, yes, they probably do it a lot more openly now. I haven't been on the scene for ages, so I don't know what they're like. But when I was doing it, it was very secretive. We do it so jolly jugge, like put it in a transparent glass, make it look like Coke, and not openly advertise that we're drinking, whether we're at a party or a wedding. Or get my brother to go get me a drink from the bar so that I wouldn't have to go to the bar in my lenga to get a drink.
Yeah. I think Punjabi guy drinking problems are, they start thinking in WWE.
Yeah.
They start thinking they've got some mad power of like 100 people.
Yeah.
I used to think like that until I got slaughtered, and then I was like, all right, you know what? It's fine. Just have your peg, just sit back and relax. Because what happens is when you start drinking too much, especially with a lot of testosterone in the room, especially with Punjabis, you oofed up. Punjabi girl drinking problems that I've witnessed, they start getting really violent.
Really?
Yeah, they start scratching and...
Scratchy?
Yeah, they
Oh.
start going... Yeah, they start moving a bit back. Or the shoes will come off completely and they'll start walking barefoot on the streets, on the roads. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, I can relate to that.
Or... I think that's personally so disgusting.
It is disgusting.
I think... Like you've done that before?
Yeah, of course I have.
So do you lot wash... when you go to bed, when you lot do that, yeah?
Yeah.
So when you used to do that,
Yeah.
did you used to go home and go to the bed straight away?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
No!
I'm too drunk to wash my feet.
No!
So I'll just go to bed and then you'd realise that the following day, why the fuck am I mere पैर क्यों नहीं गंदे? It was like that. So you'd action what you needed to action the following day, but getting home...
Do you see how, as a woman, a woman says, men who can't handle the drink is so unattractive? I completely agree. Like, if a man, for example, if I was drinking and I'm all over, I get it. I'm vomiting everywhere. I understand. You shouldn't be out at that moment. You should be at home. Do you also see how it's very unattractive when a woman is slothering everywhere? She can't talk like this, and she's walking barefoot. Do you see that as well?
I can totally see that point. Totally. And it's unattractive regardless whether a man does it or whether a woman
exactly.
does it.
I just think it's disgusting, yeah.
You know,
Both.
and it's not, you know, one should always know their limits. I've never known my limits, so I was probably one of those girls who was like, you know, slobbering all over the place and definitely walking home barefoot. But does it make it okay? No. You should never allow yourself to get to that state.
I feel like this is where accountability comes into place, and I feel like this is where all us humans know what our limit is. But the difference is, do we accept our limit or do we decide to go over our limit? And I think that's where the difference is. And I think with you, because you had a reason and you found the will to do it, you're like, okay, cool. Whereas there's other people out there who know the problem, but just don't want to work on it right now.
Yeah.
What about all those people that say, don't worry, one day I will, one day I will, one day I will? What do you think of those people?
I don't think that one day would come.
Really?
Because if it would have come by now.
You think that one day needs to be created?
I think it definitely needs to be created. It needs to be stamped, sealed, engraved somewhere, and that decision needs to be final. Even if you wake up one morning and be like, you know what, I can't do this fucking shit anymore. I'm just going to stop drinking. And it's not as easy as that. But if that is what you've decided, I'm not going to do it, then why are you leaving it till one day I will? Or it's too late for me now?
You know, I wanted to ask you about this. You said that when you used to drink before, it was for confidence and that buzz that you used to do. You did a TED Talk, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You did a TED Talk. You didn't drink in that TED Talk because you were talking about sobriety.
So that soft record, that TED Talk was October last year. So yeah, I was completely sober, and it was about representation
Did you ever think when you were doing that, or before you're doing that, because that's a lot of people,
Yeah.
that shit, this would be easier with a beg. This would be easier with a little drink. But did that mind even cross it? And do you think that now that you did that,
Yeah.
could your drinking self believe that you could have ever done that sober? Like, talk to that many people? Because doing a TED Talk's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, I've been told he did a TED Talk. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a big thing. Like,
Oh, God. If I'm talking to my drunk self
yeah,
and telling her you're going to do a talk,
yeah.
she's not going to do it sober, or she's not going to do it at all.
Wow.
So, So the answer to your question is, if I was drinking, I would probably need that Dutch courage to get me through that.
But you did it. You did it sober. Was it hard?
It was, you know what? No. And I don't mean that in the state of being, what's the word? What's the showy offy word? I'm not trying to show off about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that in a modest kind of way. It was just amazing.
When I was speaking about it, your face just sort of glistened up.
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was brilliant. It was so buzzworthy. And when you've captured the attention and the eyes of every single person in that room and they're listening to your every single word and feeling something right here, that's when you know.
To all those people that do need a drink,
Yeah.
to get rid of their stage fright or to public speaking, as we know, is a very difficult thing for a lot of people. Even me, I get a lot of messages, people asking me, how do you just go up to anybody? My answer is always let them. So with me, how I cope with things is, if you've got an opinion about me, for example, let's just say I'm speaking to somebody and they, for example, they think that I'm like this, they think I'm like this, or they think I'm weird or whatever.
Yeah.
I say that's completely fine because people are entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
How did you deal with external opinions? Because when you're, especially on a platform like that,
Yeah.
there's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of apprehension.
Yeah.
How do you cope with that?
I got a bit of hate for that. And maybe that's like stupid on my part, because maybe I didn't do my research and I associated a phrase with empowerment.
Okay.
Now, I know what it means now.
Okay.
And I'm not afraid to say it. So in there, I said something along the lines of, in my culture, the Punjabi culture, there's a phrase called Chardi Kala.
Okay.
And what that means is a state of
high spirits.
High spirits. Okay. That bit is true. That's fact.
Yeah, but that's not Punjabi, it's sick.
Yes. Yeah. That. Yeah. And also, oh my God, I don't even know if I should say it. What is out there for the fucking public to see anyway. So when I said Chardi Kala, I thigh slapped. I did what is it called? The tappi. Because when I saw him do it,
you looked okay.
He looked like, you know, that power, like, fuck yeah. So I thought, if I do it, I mean business. I mean like, yeah, I'm a bad bitch and I'm here to stay. But what I didn't realise is that, and no motherfucker told me either. I rehearsed this in front of people. In front of up-and-in people.
You did this in the TED Talk?
Yeah. And no one told me like the real
happened?
meaning.
What happened?
So I put it on like Insta.
Wait, before you put it on Insta, when you did it?
Yeah. That was fine. Doing it was fine.
Okay.
It was when it was out in the public domain. Right?
Yeah.
So I just created a little reel, like, I don't know, about 6-7 seconds, put it on, blah, blah, blah. I thought I was doing something for the greater good.
Yeah.
It got 20,000 views and then I took it down, because with those 20,000 views came horrible, horrible comments. And because I was so new to social media, I thought, I didn't sign up for this. This is awful. This is crazy.
What were the comments like?
The comments was like, why are you doing a toppy, bro? And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? And then I watched a recent documentary of Sidhu Moosewala, and they kind of explain it. They explain it in there, the reason he did that. And like, you know, kabaddi players, they do that to challenge their opposition. I thought, it doesn't quite go with what
you just got it mixed up a bit.
I got it mixed up.
But at least you took accountability and you apologised, didn't you?
Yeah, I do apologise.
There you go. And that's it. That's all that matters, to be honest. Yeah. I think it didn't come from a bad intention.
No, it didn't. But perhaps I should have done my research, but it's cool.
But things happen.
Yeah.
And you've apologised. And I think also a lot of Punjabi people, and I'm gonna say this out there as well, Punjabi community, the people that don't know, we love putting each other down.
We're the worst at putting each other down.
We love it. And the thing is that my mum always says is that
Yeah.
Charde Suraj nu salam mane. That means, long story short, people only wanna relate to you or support you when you're doing well.
Yeah.
As soon as you're doing bad,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's crazy. But talking about Diljit, I went to go watch his Sardarji 3 movie yesterday, and look, it was packed, house full. But even now, he's facing a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
I think that just shows you that whatever you do, if you were drinking, people were saying, you should have BG. Now you're sober, people are going to say you're boring.
Yeah.
People are always going to have something to say.
Absolutely. No one can ever be just happy with whatever you, if they don't like what I'm doing or what you're doing or what someone else is doing, don't fucking watch.
That's exactly what I say.
No one has got a gun against your head and saying, watch that or whatever, or read that. Don't do it. Just scroll past.
I'll say the same thing all the time. Just don't watch it. So now, I want to know, what's your mission? What is it you want to do with this story of yours? What's the actual goal? What's the aim? What's the end game in this?
I don't want any brown girl to feel alone in addiction. I don't want anyone to feel alone anyway, but especially any brown girl, don't want her to feel alone. I want her to know that there is help out there. I want her to know that there is hope out there and that she doesn't have to do this by herself. Because silence is a big thing. It's time to stop being silent about it. And if you're in turmoil, talk and say you're in turmoil.
So to all the Simrans, Priyas, Aaron Preets, Amandeeps, Myers, if you're going through something and you feel like you can't talk to anyone, you always have you.
Yeah.
The Cockney detective.
I'll be your big sis.
Cheese! Big sis. Yeah.
Do you sing professionally, by the way?
No, why?
You're very R&B.
No, man, I was just
Well,
Punjabi.
send me some Jagged Edge.
Nah. But yeah, man. But listen, I know you're going to be helping out brown girls out there.
Thank you.
And I think what you're doing is amazing. And obviously you've got the tats everywhere.
Tats, yeah.
You're sober now.
Yeah.
And Jay, you're living life. And I think you're better than most people right now, to be honest. You're somewhere where I think most people want to be. Content, in a way. So yeah, it was lovely having you on the show.
Thank you.
And you're I call myself the brown boy pioneer. I'm gonna give you the brown woman pioneer.
Oh.
That's it. We got it.
Honoured.
That's it. It was an honour having you on here. You know, is that guy the one for you like? Hazzy's Hype. Another episode with literally the Cockney detective who literally is sober now and is gonna help all you brown women become sober too. So make sure you go follow her social media, go follow mine, and make sure you tune in, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna be back next week. Your boy Hazzy.